Welcome back, YouTube. I wanted to do an Golden Cross update to kind of let you guys know where we are sitting. And in the last video, I went over some trends to give you a couple different scenarios for Golden Crosses, just to kind of implement how and the time frame that these typically play out. And right now, with the recent price action, we are getting similar to like what that break is we had on and in Bitcoin, the example that I used, where we went kind of parallel. I'm going to zoom in for you because I know sometimes if in the charts it can look like it's being rejected, but right now it's just a perfect mesh, right? So the orange is the 72 and the yellow is the 14. So right now you have them not even running parallel, like they're merging into one right now. And like I said, over the last couple of years, really, this has not been a false indicator. Whenever this crosses, we've always had a run to the upside for like the last 24 plus months. So that's one of the reasons why I've been charting this very carefully, is because this has been a very true and important indicator. So right now, what we're looking for is the break, the clean break with conviction here. We have the beginning of what we call like the cross. That's why we're seeing like this merge here, similar to what I think it's a Bitcoin example. I think it's Bitcoin. We'll get an example here because Bitcoin, I believe, before we had that initial run up to like 40,000, we had the merge, but then we had like 4 or 5 red days and then it doubled. Sorry about all the adjustments here, but I just want to zoom in so you guys can get an idea here. So right here, right, same thing, yellow line 14-day, orange line 72. We had the merge somewhat cross here and it dipped down and we were still touching the 72. And right here in this period, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days, a green day, and another red day. So 6 red days. And then we got the green candles, 2 more red days, and then we started rising, right? So it pretty much had that touching sideways movement for about 8 days, 8, 9 days. And this is one of the things I talked about in one of my other videos. That's why I wanted to be clear, because I know sometimes people don't watch all of the videos, or they'll click off at certain points and they'll just see golden cross and think it's supposed to be a god candle to the upside. But the indicator is very reliable, and that's why I like it. It's just not, and there's no such thing as an immediate indicator unless you're looking at current price action or like a 1-minute chart. But it's given the signals here. That's why it's very strong. And every time it's happened, we've gotten these very strong movements. So I am watching this very carefully, especially since we're trending along with it. That's why I titled the last video just like delayed, but not denied, because we have not gotten an evidence of a rejection here. What's biggest thing as far as for liquidity coming into the market is going to be what Bitcoin is doing with this 70,000 mark, right? And this is the test that we've had several times here. We know we need to get to around 73, but then we've seen, let me scoot up a little bit here. We've seen several, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 at around 71. This is back in April. Then we got 71.9 here, the 73.41, 73.41. So Bitcoin is wanting to go. We bumped heads with that 70K mark plus like 6 or 7 times. Like that's where the liquidity starts pouring into the market, and we're getting the confirmation signals across the board. Bitcoin has the 14 crossing the 72. We're maintaining that 14, literally trending along with it. Total market cap is showing the same thing. And again, this is heavily weighted by Bitcoin, but still it has the weight of the other coins. We're getting similar price action here, even with the weight of all the other coins. Remember, this is total market cap. We're still trending along that 14. We got the conviction here. We have, again, here with that 14 crossing the 72, has not failed yet. 1.26 trillion back here in October to a peak of 1.821 trillion, came down, dipped below it briefly, had another cross here from 1.6 trillion to 2.6 trillion. Like y'all can say what y'all want about that golden cross, but that thing has been reliable. So we don't trade emotions here. Let's look at one thing here. Matter of fact, let me go to shorts here, because I believe they should probably still be doing not much of anything. Bitcoin, well, it's probably why we got that. Well, not why, but they're trying to capitalize off a rejection here for the 70. So we see a 27.33. But this is what they were doing earlier when we were talking about kind of like the ping pong match here, where they're making sure they have exposure but taking no significant positions, right? So we've been doing this for the last few weeks, just kind of like up down, but around the 70 mark, they get a little bold. But obviously, you haven't seen any significant spikes here, so they're not expecting much of a drawdown, so probably going to see some similar price action what we've seen here, which is somewhere between 67 and 70K. Doge, even with the Bitcoin sell-off, not moving much, hanging out around that 15 mark. Oh, excuse me, Doge shorts. So I don't expect Doge shorts to be doing anything, especially with the amount of times they've gotten wrecked. Yep, 0% on the day. So Doge shorts, if we zoom in down here, that's these little tiny lines down here of pretty much non-existence. Those are Doge shorts, pretty much floating along the 200-day moving average. So, and they're being smart because with the amount of times they've gotten wrecked this year already, if they do want to short, their best bet would be to save that capital for some higher price ranges versus something where Doge has shown a resilient support at, which is around that 15-16 range. Like if you're looking, I'll probably put Fib back up here so it can become a little bit more clear. Not shorts. There we go. Boom. Okay. So if you are looking at all of these candles here, especially on the day, right? All of these candles, red or green, most of them are within this range, right? And that's since we got the run. So this here would be a very bad place to short. And when we do dip below it, we have very strong moves back to the upside. Right here, remember back in April, we dip below it, then boom, 2 big candles gets all those days back to the upside here, back within the 15-16 range. Same thing here, big candles to the 15-16 range, had a dip down below, then big candles, like 4 days going down, 2 days going back up, gets the gains back to the 15-16 range. So for them, they're being smart. This is a very smart decision by them because even if you did get the breakdown, the aggressive movement that it takes to get back to 15-16 is what got them in trouble each and every time they tried this in the past. So I don't blame them for not shorting this zone because it's not a good look. This is a very good zone for Doge here while we're waiting on the liquidity to come into the market. We're getting the signal here. We have it in Bitcoin already. We've had the break with conviction in Bitcoin. We had the break with conviction in total market cap. And we have the merge here. So what we're looking for is, again, that 1630 range is going to give it to us. But we've had, because of the price action here, we've just kind of been maintaining that range. So it hasn't been breaking above it. So that's why we're getting the merge into the 72 instead of above it, right? So this is what we're looking for here is that break in the 72, excuse me, in the 1472. So we have a good, it's looking like we're going to close green today, have a decent candle here compared to the last couple of days. So that'll be some good price action for overall for Doge, but the market is looking good for the overall asset. And that's what I was saying. Like, I'm not, even with the coins there, people saying, oh, well, you know, Doge isn't supposed to go out. I was talking to someone on, was it X the other day? And the thing is, Doge, even right now, if we take a look, Doge ran early, ran over 100%. It ran alongside Bitcoin. So we're breaking trends here. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so emphasizing so much on this golden cross here, because this next leg, especially at this point in the cycle, that's going to position where we end up ultimately in the bull run, right? So like, because like if we were still at 8 cents now, and then I was saying, hey, what would be, you know, we're getting ready to run. We're getting the signals here. You know, Bitcoin has already ran. Typically, Bitcoin runs, and then the other coins as well. But if we were like 8 cents now, and then we were running, my all-time high, my targets for this coin would be completely different because of where we are in the cycle. But because we were able to run and get a few 100% that early, and then not even consolidate at half of that, but you know, still consolidate over 100% higher than our low, that changes things here. So this is why that the next leg here is going to be very important. Like I said, if we can get that 45-cent target, we are in really, really good shape here. So that's ultimately where we're going to kind of be able to get some ideas from what peak bull run looks like. And again, that's historically Q4, Q1 of next year, Q4 of this year, excuse me. So September, excuse me, October, November, December, and then obviously January, February, March of next year. That's typically, historically speaking, that's typically peak bull run time, somewhere in there. That's typically where you get the blow off tops and the really aggressive movements here. We know we have a little political stuff going on around crypto now, so it's going to be a hot topic, especially Q3, Q4 of this year. So keep an eye on that. But ultimately, everything is looking good. We are merging into the 72. The signals are maintaining in all the other assets. We're not getting rejections in Bitcoin, which is the big thing. We're not getting rejections in total market cap. We're not seeing liquidity leave the market. Remember, billions of dollars. When we see sell-offs in crypto, it's hundreds of billions of dollars leaves crypto in a matter of hours, and we're not seeing that. We're not seeing short spike in. So we're doing absolutely okay here, and it's just a matter of getting this break here for Doge and that liquidity coming into Bitcoin, and us getting that that move above the 70,000 mark. So looking good. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider doing so that we can beat Bitcoin to 100,000. I'll greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.